Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope y'all are doing well. Again, hello, my name is Terry, and welcome to my kitchen. So, today is the day. I have been talking about this day all week. Whether if you follow me on Instagram or you saw the last live, I mentioned it how today we're going to be talking about first dates. This is a topic. I'm so excited about this topic because I did a little of my own little half-ass research. I tried to be a little sociologist and get some data from some of my followers on Instagram. I got a few date stories for y'all. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Some of these stories are a little hilarious. And then also, we are going to be making tropical spice boozy wings. Y'all know I love my wings. Y'all know I love my boozy wings. Y'all know I love spicy wings, sweet wings, savory wings. I just love wings. So, yes, you can always expect a few times a month, we're going to be cooking wings up on the channel. So, let's get started. First, let's see who's in the chat because we got a few people saying hello. There is Celeste. She's saying, TGIF, please like the video on your way in. Also, I do want to note, so y'all know I'm on this monetization journey. And of course, I'm looking to be monetized on YouTube, have this be another stream of income for my business. But also, we stream all of the lives as well on Facebook. Y'all see some people pop in and make comments on Facebook, and I pull them up. So on Facebook, I actually am monetized. I actually can receive stars. So if you're on Facebook, you've probably seen this message. If it pops up, it should pop up automatically. So if you're on Facebook and you want to send me some stars, I appreciate it. It's not required, but it's definitely appreciated. All of the donations to the channel, they literally go back into the channel. Y'all, I'm constantly buying food to cook. So, it ain't going to waste. That's for sure. All right. So who else we got in the building? We got Craig Lamar. He says he's here. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. We got Tasha is in the building. She says, hello, everyone. Yes, this is so exciting. Craig must be talking about the wings. They're going to be spicy and sweet and a little boozy. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yes, right. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. The lights make a difference. I kind of changed up where I put the lights today. So we'll see. I don't know how it is. If y'all like it, if it's giving me enough light. I feel like it's a shadow on my face, but I'm still learning. So, but yeah, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Look. I know Carly has been charged, y'all. 2 misdemeanors. She has turned herself in. Let me sip my drink. I'm sure we'll get to it next week. We'll talk more about it on World Wide Web Wednesday because Carly is a whole mess. But yes, make sure y'all look on Instagram, Facebook, CNN, everybody. I'm sure everybody's talking about it. The news, TMZ. Carly has been charged and Sis got a mugshot. Okay? So yes. Tasha asked, what am I drinking? I am actually drinking some tequila because that's what we're going to be using today. Yes, I got some Espolòn here. I really like Espolòn. A couple years ago, me and some coworkers at the time, I was working sales and marketing at the time, y'all. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so me and my coworkers, we had went out on Mill Avenue here in Tempe, Arizona. It's like right close to Arizona State University campus, and there's a whole bunch of bars and restaurants. And literally one Sunday we went to brunch and we stayed out all day and we just kept hopping from bar to bar. And one of the guys that was with us is a Mexican guy, and he was like showing us the different tequilas that you should drink. And this was one of the ones that he said, Espolòn. And ever since then, I have been hooked on Espolòn. I love it. I love it. I love it. And was it on sale? It was on sale, but I didn't get to pay the sales price because they want you to buy like 5 or 6 of them. Who need 5 or 6 bottles of tequila? I drink tequila quite often, but not enough. So Carly was smiling in the I gotta find this. Tasha, text me the link because I can pull it up on my computer if you text me. All right, y'all. So before we get started deep into our topic, we got to start on our chicken and our wings. So with the wings, I didn't put it in the caption or in the title of the video, but with the wings, we're actually going to be making some avocado lime ranch as well. So you can choose to buy your own avocado lime ranch, but y'all know me, I'm a little extra, so I'm going to do it myself. Okay. All right. So before we get started with the wings, let's make the dressing so that way it can I got a message from Tasha. We're going to pull that up because I want to see that. So we're going to make our avocado lime ranch. I actually found a recipe online. I'm going to pull up the recipe. I'll go ahead and make sure I link the recipe in the description. I forgot to do that earlier, but I found it on allrecipes.com. Let me get this link, y'all. Copy link. All right. Y'all want to see the mugshot? Y'all want to see the mugshot? So I found the recipe on allrecipes.com. Easy avocado lime ranch dressing. So it's a little bit outside of my normal thing because y'all know I like to use original ingredients as much as possible. But we will be using some ranch seasoning for this. Surprisingly, this is not as high in sodium as I thought it was going to be. So it's only 60 milligrams per serving. We don't even have to use the whole pack, so it won't be like super salty. Yeah, let me show y'all the I'm gonna show y'all the girl. What is this? Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this mugshot, and then we're gonna get started with the ranch. Oh, Lord Jesus. So, yes. Carly looked like this a senior picture. This don't look like no mugshot. She look cute. Why she be wearing them? You know what? I don't want to sound like one of these Manafears dudes. But sis is cute. She's a cute girl. I don't like them wigs she be wearing. I'm going to just keep it real. And I'm not an anti-wig person, but I don't like the wigs on her. Girl, just wear your hair because you cute. She going to have to wear her hair in jail. Well, she'll probably get bonded out because it's a misdemeanor. So I doubt they're going to be keeping her long at all. And her bail is going to be really cheap. I guarantee it. All right. So for our avocado lime ranch dressing, we're going to be mixing everything up in our mini chopper. Let me pull up my other camera. So I have my recipe here. For the ingredients, it says a half a cup of mayo, half a cup of milk, half a medium avocado, 1.5 tablespoons of ranch dressing, 1 tablespoon of lime dressing, cup and a half, or I'm sorry, 1.5 teaspoons of dried cilantro, 1/4 of a teaspoon of grated lime zest, and then 1/8 of a teaspoon of white ground powder. Y'all already know. We're going to talk about first dates. Craig is excited. We're going to talk about first dates. I just want to get the dressing started so then we can talk about first dates. So I'm going to change up a few things with the recipe for the dressing. Of course, I'm going to be using my mayo with olive oil. It's way less calories, way less fat than regular mayonnaise. So that's what we're going to be using. Then instead of milk, regular milk, we're going to be using a half a cup of low-fat buttermilk. This is going to be good, y'all. Yes. All right, so we'll go ahead and just drop this in here in our mini chopper. We're going to, instead of using dried cilantro, we'll be using fresh cilantro. Y'all know me. Oh, look who's here. My cousin is here, gracing us with her presence. She says, hello, everyone. Hello, Camille. Miss Peach Love has graced us with her presence. Hello, y'all, she says. All right, so for those that are just joining, we are making some avocado lime ranch to go with our tropical boozy spiced tropical spice boozy situation. Okay, now we're gonna need our avocado. Let me get my knife. So I just have this avocado. I'm probably gonna put most of it in here. The reason why I chose to go with this avocado lime ranch dressing is because these wings, depending on how much of the mango, or I'm sorry, not the mango, the habanero that you put in here, they can be a little spicy. So really just kind of tailor it to your own taste. But with the avocado lime ranch dressing, it actually helps to kind of cool off the wings. So that is what we're going for. So we just dice that up, scoop it out. I'm going to scoop out just a little bit more of the other avocado. I don't want the whole one, but we do want some. All righty. Then I know, right? I get a request every stream from Derek to do something boozy. Here I am doing boozy. He ain't here. He missed it. Oh, well. But shout out to Derek, because at our last stream, he was a stream sponsor. We do appreciate all people who give donations, cash apps, buying things from the wish list. Whatever you do, we appreciate around here, because guess what? You ain't got to send me your hard-earned money. You ain't got to spend money on me. That means y'all believe in what I'm doing and you want to support the growth of the channel. So I appreciate you. All right. I know it said I think it said a tablespoon and a half of cilantro. We'll just say that's enough. I'm not really good at measuring things out all the time. All right. We will be using some white ground pepper as well as some ranch seasoning. All right, y'all. So, y'all so petty. All right. First dates. So, the reason why I wanted to talk about first dates is because people are always talking about first dates on social media. A lot of the ladies, we love to talk about what we will and will not accept and expect on first dates. It's a lot of commentary around some of the fellas that talk about. I am not pulling up Craig's comment. You acted up in the chat today. All right. How much white ground pepper? We need 1/8 of a teaspoon. Here's a half. Where's my fourth? Here's a fourth. And we need 1/2 of the fourth. Okay. Let's see. All right. There's that. Then we need. So with the first dates, in my opinion, first dates are so fun. Like, I'm really a people person, so I enjoy meeting new people and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I do recognize if I'm in a dating situation. Let me just say that. But I do recognize for a lot of people, first dates can be rather awkward. It can be, nerve-wracking. It's a lot of anxiety around first dates, especially if you've met the person like on an app, which is very common nowadays. Everybody meeting everybody on apps. We need 1.5 tablespoons of ranch dressing mix. So here's our half. And then we're going to get our tablespoon. I will measure this out because This is where the salt coming from. Okay. All right. Last thing we need is lime zest and lime juice. So I really wanted to talk about like what is a good date versus a bad date. We're going to start off by talking about some tips. I actually found an article that talks about 11 science-backed, this is the title, 11 science-backed first date tips to make your date great. Now, I'm not going to go over all 11 tips because I don't feel like it. However, I will go ahead and drop the link in the chat. Additionally, I will also put it in the description of the video. So for those that are watching the replay, you can get it. And honestly, I know a lot of people think it's kind of lame to like read about stuff like this, but at the same time, look, not to be shady, but if you went out on a lot of first dates and you still ain't got no man and no woman, you probably need some tips, okay? Like at the end of the day, I think a lot of us have an inflated view of who we are and our personality. Everyone's perception of themselves is not necessarily the perception that other people have of you. So it's wise to kind of equip yourself with knowledge so that you can always present, well, not always, but you can present your best self, the best version of yourself on a first date. Not present somebody who ain't you, not your necessarily your representative, but you, but a better version. I don't know. Oh, Lord Jesus. So, of the 11 tips, I'm going to just talk about 3 of them. Then we're going to move on to our really fun portion of the live. All right, so I am juicing. This is the juice of 1 lime. I forgot to zest it, so we'll zest another lime. I have plenty of limes for this very reason. Ooh, y'all, this going to be good. This going to be real good. Yes, a lot of first dates. I mean, look, let's not act like we don't know those guys or girls that are constantly talking to somebody new, constantly. And it's just like, don't get me wrong, dating in the 2020s is not the easiest thing. However, what is wrong with y'all in the chat? Dating in the 2020s is not the easiest thing, but there are things that you can do to make it better. So of the first tip, y'all really having fun with this boozy. This is funny. It's like Candyman, huh? Y'all out of line. This is why I can't, you know what? This is why my lives be taking so long, because the chat be, y'all in the chat, y'all take the live to a whole nother level. The lives wouldn't be the same without y'all, okay? I appreciate y'all because y'all keep it going. Shout out to y'all. Okay, first tip for the dating, okay? Because we're here for the first dates, not boozy. Well, kind of boozy. So first tip is choose the right location. I went ahead and just copied a quote from the article. It says the location you choose sets the tone for your date. Unless you already know what types of activity your dates like, it's best to pick a neutral, low pressure place where you can focus on getting to know each other and figuring out how well you can connect. I know y'all summoning there. Let's make our dressing. I forgot to put the lime zest, but this, ooh, baby. So one of the things that yes, this is a great tip. This is a great tip for the first date. Y'all have to fill, Camille is asking a question in the chat, so y'all can fill her in. I'm not gonna derail the chat. But yes, don't drink too much on the first date. Try not to. So personally, I think that first dates, just like on the article, it says the first date should keep it casual, neutral, low pressure. I agree. I think that when you go out, and the article said like going out to a fancy place or like a really nice restaurant or something, like it's awkward. And then what if you get there and you figure out like you don't like the guy or the girl? Like it's awkward. It just puts too much pressure. And like I don't feel like first dates, unless y'all been talking for a long time, unless y'all know each other. When I say talking, I mean like maybe on a dating app you met and then y'all were FaceTiming and talking for a long period of time, or someone y'all have known each other for a long time. But I think it's kind of weird to kind of make the first date too romantic. And like a formal dinner at a nice restaurant where you get really dressed up and things like that, it's too romantic, and that's setting too high of expectations. All right. Let's go. All right. Let's check and see what our ranch is tasting like. Nice and thick. Y'all, this good. This real good. Oh my God. This is very good. Okay, y'all. That ranch seasoning, I've seen people use it before. This is the first time I've ever used the ranch seasoning. I'm going to pull up Craig's tips. Craig is giving great tips in the comments. All right. We're done with our dressing. We're going to empty this out in another container. Make sure we get all that out of there. And then we'll go ahead and put this in the fridge and let it chill while we make our wings. Oh, that's good, y'all. Like for real, for real. I'm here for that. All righty. I have these little a friend of mine, Lord, a friend of mine gave me these little shower caps for food. Aren't these so cute? And they're perfect to put over your bowls that don't have tops. You can actually reuse them too. All right. So now we're going to start with our chicken. All right. I want to pull up Craig's second tip. Tip 2, bros, relieve the main vein before you go. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess that, yeah. But if you start drinking, you might have to, use the restroom again. All right. So for our wings, of course, we're actually going to be air frying the wings. We got a new air fryer, y'all. Shout out to Craig for the new air fryer. So we're going to I have some whole chicken wings that I purchased. And then of course, I'm going to cut them up, cut the tip off of the whole wings, and then we'll season them up, put them in the air fryer, and then we will make our sauce. It's pretty simple. It's really not that much. I just realized what Craig meant. That's fine. We're not gonna go back to that. Anyway, second tip from the article. We're gonna go with the tips from the article. Beware of your body language. So with this, I think a lot of people don't recognize, myself included, because everyone always tells me that my face is telling it all. A lot of times we don't recognize like the body language that we're giving off, we're giving off attitude with our body language, especially women, with our eye contact, the way our body gestures, if you're crossing your arms, things of that nature. Verbal and nonverbal communication is really important. And I mean, if you liking the guy or girl and you hopefully want a second date, you want them to think you like them. So kind of not being engaged, looking off, looking at other men or women, probably not a good idea on the first date. Wait till y'all get to know each other and then y'all be like, oh, she cute, right? Or he fine. I feel like girls will be willing to do that with guys. Guys ain't gonna be like, oh, you think he attractive? Or maybe they would. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what else we got in the comments. I'm not pulling that up. Yes, I will drop the link to the dressing recipe in the description once the live is over. Just be mindful that I did change up a few things. Like I said, I use low-fat buttermilk. I use fresh cilantro instead of dried cilantro. So also, y'all, another tip, because you know I like to give y'all tips for the kitchen. Keep the wing tips when you're cutting your wings up. I like to keep these in the freezer, and then I use them if I want to make my own chicken stock. So I have a bag of chicken tips. Every time I make wings, I keep the chicken tips, and that makes some really good stock. Okay? You like it, you want it, because it not only has like a tiny bit of meat, but it has the bones and the cartilage, and that's where all the flavor is. Yeah, I didn't get that part. I thought you was talking about using the bathroom. Okay, you know what? Y'all need to get off. I'm a time y'all out in the chat. Okay. Last tip from the article that I'm gonna share. Again, I've already posted the link. Y'all in the chat got y'all own first date tips, but I already posted the link. So if you're interested in looking at all 11, feel free to click the link. And I think this actual tip not just goes with first dates, it just goes with dating in general. And this tip says, know that a perfect match does not require perfect compatibility. Personally, I feel like a lot of people, myself included, most people have this thought process of what their perfect mate will look like. And a lot of times that perfect mate will have certain qualities, traits, characteristics that they should possess. And so once that person doesn't have one or a number of said qualities, traits, characteristics, you automatically assume that they're not going to work. You start to make certain, assumptions about the person, and then you could potentially be losing out on a good mate. Of course, there are always non-negotiables. Like, don't nobody want to deal with somebody who struggles with addiction, or nobody really wants to deal with somebody who's abusive, either verbally or physically. There are certain things that off top are non-negotiables, but there are things that you could stand to, especially trivial, very vain things. You could stand to kind of maybe look to the side, maybe, especially if that person is a good person. You might be pleasantly surprised what you get. Okay. Even on the article, it said something about, the lady who was writing the article, her husband, if she wouldn't have kind of looked past certain things that really weren't important, her husband wouldn't be her husband. So I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot from people. All right, let's start. We're going to season up our chicken, and then we'll start to go over some of this data that we found on Instagram. Let's see. Camille says, another tip, don't get too heavy. I'm assuming you're just talking about conversation, and I agree. Not to say the conversation can't be, thought-provoking and an intelligent conversation, but I do think that if you start to put too much emphasis on heavy controversial topics, it can oh Lord, Y'all have poked the bear. y'all have spoke him up. He is here. He has arrived. Derek, they've been waiting on you in the chat. They have been waiting on you. And he burned his beans. He was cleaning up. He had all this going on. He was trying to get to the Derek. They happy to see you. You are popular today, Derek. Come on. Thank you for joining, Derek. Thank you for joining. I am drinking tequila. I actually have tequila with a little bit of my sugar-free or zero sugar Monster energy drink. I'm actually going to add a little bit of a little bit of lime juice. All right. Yes. Thank you so much, Derek, for joining. Your friends in the chat are glad to see you. So today we are making tropical spice boozy wings. We're going to be pairing that with some avocado lime ranch dressing. We have already made our dressing. It is in the fridge, chilling out. Now we're going to season our wings. So these wings, actually, y'all, I wanted some wings over the weekend. I got this brand new air fryer on Friday from Craig. He bought it off my wish list. And so I was like, oh, let me go ahead and make some wings. I got a few inspirations from the owner of the gym that I train out of. He was like, you should make something with habanero and honey. And I was like, okay. And then it just kind of went from there. And this is what I came up with. Okay. So I got everything written down because I did not want to forget exactly what I did. So that's what you will see me referring to. So it is important. Let me say, it is important when you're making these wings. It's not just the sauce. It's also how you season the wings, because these wings are very well seasoned. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to be using to season our wings. Just so y'all know, I already cleaned this chicken. It was just waiting on me to cut it up. So don't be trying to come for me talking about you don't clean your chicken. You don't know how to cook if you talk about I don't know how to clean my chicken. Okay? All right. So first things, the tequila I'm drinking, Derek, so you know, child, it's Espolon. Espolon, it is 100% agave, pure agave, puro agave, you know, because we speak Espanol. It is 80 proof. Okay. All right. So we're going to first start seasoning our wings with green seasoning. This is the green seasoning. My last of the batch that I made. This was actually in the freezer. So keep in mind, y'all can freeze your green seasoning. You can freeze it in either a mason jar, or this is one of those to-go cup jars that you get, or containers. I saved these from the little Asian restaurants. So we have a big tablespoon of that. We're going to have some liquid smoke. I am using Mesquite liquid smoke. Liquid smoke is actually pretty inexpensive, so you can get this at any grocery store. Make sure you get that on there nice and liberally. You can actually, instead of cooking these in the air fryer, you can also cook these on the grill too if you have a grill. I'm going to be using the Tabitha Brown Sunshine Seasoning. This is sugar or salt-free. So we're going to nice little amount of that because it is salt-free. We are also going to be using some ground allspice. This seasoning is actually really important. Please do. You can find another no salt seasoning, and as far as like your Tabitha Brown. If you don't have the Tabitha Brown, you can use something else. But make sure you get some ground allspice. Like, be kind of liberal with the ground allspice, because that's going to take the flavor of the wings to the next level. So this is really important. Super important ingredient. We're also going to be using some no salt lemon pepper. Y'all know I love my Kinders, and that is the brand that I use a lot. And then another Kinder seasoning we're going to be using is the Kinder's Barbecue Blend Rub. Look who's here. Look who has made it. Thank you so much for joining, Mona. She says she's just popping in. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I popped into Mona's live yesterday. I miss being able to go into Mona's lives. Make sure y'all check Mona out. She is now monetized. I'm so proud of her. She's working on her. She is working on her memberships and everything. So make sure y'all check her channel out. All right. So we got the liquid smoke, the Tabitha Brown, the no salt lemon pepper, allspice, and Kinders. Now we're just going to go ahead and rub this all in. Yes. All righty. So this is what our wings will be looking like. Again, it's really, really important that you go ahead and make sure that you season the chicken as close to what I'm using as possible. The main ingredients that are really important, the green seasoning, and the link is on my channel, the green seasoning. I do believe that, I don't know if anyone has linked if Mona or Celeste could link the green seasoning recipe in the chat, but I will definitely go ahead and make sure I put the green seasoning recipe in the description at the end of the live. But the green seasoning and the allspice is super, super important, y'all. Those are the main seasonings that we use for these wings. All right. Yay! I love when people come back and tell me they use my recipes. She said that chicken and veggie one pot was fire. Thank you, Mona. I'm so glad that you cooked that for you and your family. I know Mona has cooked a few of the recipes from the channel. Celeste has cooked a few recipes. Of course, my sister is always, Miss Peach Love is always raving about the green seasoning. So y'all, I just want you to know that I'm not just up here playing house. I actually know what I'm doing. So make sure that y'all go ahead and try the recipes, okay? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am so glad to hear that. All right, y'all. So we're going to be adding these to the... Y'all, I love this. Can I say how much I love this air fryer? It is such an upgrade from my last air fryer. That's why I got rid of my last air fryer, because I was like, I'm tired of this. The little numbers for the temperature and the time, it's falling, it's done rubbed off. I don't know. I'm just guessing that this about 20 minutes. Like, it's so ghetto. So I am so glad to have an upgrade. Y'all. All right. So first we need to spray our basket. Derek says he needs a crock pot. I actually, you know what? Yesterday I was thinking about cooking things that are little appliances that I would like to use in the kitchen. I don't really want much more because I really don't have a lot of space in this kitchen. However, one thing that I do think that I would really get a lot of use of is a rice cooker / pressure cooker, like one of those all-in-one type things, because I really want to make like some oxtail on live, but oxtail take too long. But if I had a pressure cooker, I could do oxtail. So, but I might just make a video and show y'all how to make some oxtail, because I'll be seeing these oxtail recipe videos and they are right, but they missing green seasoning and some other things. So I'm gonna get y'all together. All right, we're gonna put our wings in the air fryer and we're gonna cook them. This particular air fryer, it has like a chicken setting, so I'm just gonna put the chicken setting on, but halfway through, well, I think the chicken setting, it says like about 25 minutes. What I'll probably do is after 20 minutes, turn it or flip the wings. And then from there, we will cook a little bit longer. And then we'll be able to toss them in the sauce. This sauce is really going to be really good. The part that I love the most about these wings is they're going to be tossed in some, in addition to the sauce, it's going to be tossed into some fresh cilantro. So we're going to cut up some cilantro here in a minute. All right. So I'm going to turn it on. Click chicken. 20 minutes at 380 degrees. That's what this air Air fryer does. 3 minutes, 20 minutes, 380 degrees. All right, y'all. Let me bring up the fun part. It is the fun part of our show today. We're going to be talking about all of the data. So, background, you know, I'm on Instagram. I use Instagram for my business, all that good stuff. And I've used Instagram to kind of showcase my fitness. I'm going to cut up some cilantro while I tell y'all this. So because of that, I have a decent following on Instagram. It's a small following. I'll just say it like that. It's a small following. And I was able to get quite a few women to answer poll questions and to send me stories of their most memorable first date experience. So we're going to go over the data of the poll questions and y'all can tell me what y'all think. But these stories, this is what we really going to be excited about. All right. Let me pull this up. This will kind of help us get an idea a little bit about first dates because, again, I feel like, you know, people have their own little... It's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of just extraness around first dates. So, no, I just want to present. Thank you. Okay. No, present full screen. Here we go. All right, y'all, here we go. Just a minute. Share my screen. All right. So, the perfect first date. So I asked women on Instagram and I gave y'all a screenshot of the actual poll and the actual poll results. I asked women what their idea of the perfect first date was. 48% said, so the options were casual meeting in public, dinner, fun activity, or other. And other, they could reply and let me know what their other idea was. I don't believe anybody reply and tell me their idea, but only 7% said other. But overwhelming, well, not, yeah, kind of 48%. So almost half the women said their fun date or their perfect first date was a fun activity. 30% said casual meeting in public, and then 15% said dinner. Personally, I think I told y'all when we were going over the article, personally, I prefer a casual meeting in public. And when I say casual meeting, I don't necessarily mean that dinner is off the table. By what I mean by casual meeting is like a place that's like really no pressure. So it could be like a little diner, dive bar situation, like a restaurant bar. It can be a coffee shop. It can be a park. You know, we could choose to do whatever, but I do think like the first time, you know, we meet up for a first date, especially if you're meeting somebody off of a dating app, because we know a lot of people meet on social media nowadays. It is very, very common. So I think it allows folks to not have so much pressure about first dates, and you just kind of do your thing, right? All right. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments what would be considered your perfect first date. If you agree with the poll that a fun activity would be fun, casual meeting in public, dinner, what do you consider the perfect first date? Let's see what y'all talking about in the comments. Miss Peach Love says she's gonna make this tomorrow. Okay. Boozy table looks like it's getting sober. If you you know what? Maybe I will get a P.O. box. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. First dates can be like job interviews. And I think first dates are like job interviews when people like to talk too much. Like, well, when I say talk too much, I mean talk about themselves or like ask questions. I really feel like the perfect first date in terms of conversation is just getting to know each other, like talking about something. Actually, that article had a list of questions that you could ask people that aren't necessarily talking about their job or like their basic hobbies. Like, I think it's so lame for people to ask those types of questions on a first date. Like, get creative. Really, how, in my opinion, how you get to know people is like having general topic conversations. And once you learn people's opinions about things, that's really when you learn who they are. In my opinion, Miss Peach Love says she prefers casual meeting in public. All right. Next. Our next. All right. So, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Okay, there we go. So our next question is, so the next question I asked the ladies is, have you ever asked a guy out on a first date? I was actually not surprised to see the data for this, because I'm going to keep it real. I ain't never asked no man out on a date. Never. Never, never, never. And I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I ever will. I mean, if it's a situation, the closest I've ever got to asking a guy on a first date was if I met somebody on an app and I was like, yeah, maybe we can meet sometime. Like, kind of giving the suggestion that I would actually go out with them. Like, I'm interested. I want you to make the move. That's my kind of way of dating. I am very traditional when it comes to dating. I like a man that just be like, meet me here at this time. Yeah. If I'm with a guy, if I'm dating a guy, he know what I like. He can go ahead and order for me. I don't mind. Some people, they like, oh, you taking control, girl. Take control from me. Okay, I've been independent long enough. All right, take it. I don't care. If I pay him for the whole day, we're going to a car. You know what, Derek? So you ain't going on a real date. Well, the first date. I don't mind a first date at a coffee shop. I really don't. Okay, Miss Peach Love says nope. I guess she's not asking a guy on a first date. Celeste says nopey, nope. But the younger generation is bold. Miss Peach Love says I never have. Never have. What? I never have, and also I don't think I will. Okay. So the data shows, of course, 50% of women are saying no. Most of these women, they're saying no, they ain't doing that. 29% says yes. And then I also asked if you've ever, one of the options was I never asked a guy on a first date, and 21% said they have never. So maybe they're open to it if they haven't. I have never, and I will not. I'm just going to make that clear. What Derek got to say? The most I've ever paid for a date was $300 damn, but I was in a relationship with her. She never reached that level again. Derek, are we counting pennies? Are we doing? Okay. Kiss at the end of the first date. This was a good one. Yeah. I can't read, so I guess the tequila is kicking in. All right, I'm going to pull up my other camera because we're going to start making our sauce. All right. So the first thing I need to do, actually, I got to chop up some things. So for the sauce, we are going to be making this sauce in like a little saucepan. We're going to be using ginger, garlic, habanero. We're going to let all of that kind of get going in the sauce or get going in our saucepan. And then from there, we're going to strain it and then toss the wings with that. Okay. So first thing we want to do is get our garlic chopped up. I have several cloves of garlic. Y'all know I like to buy my garlic already unpeeled, already peeled. I'm not showing the garlic. Can y'all see can y'all see my pot? Are you able to see the pot? And oh wait, I have another phone with YouTube up. Yeah, my pot is showing. Okay. Alrighty. So, kiss at the end of the first day. 71% of the ladies said it depends. 18% said no. 12% said yes. On this particular question, you can see I asked the folks, what does it depend on? And this is what she said. She said, if I'm feeling him and if I want to, F-U-C-K, laugh out loud. Well, all right. You know, I actually, from this particular question, I wanted to ask about if people, you know, how the ladies felt about going all the way on the first date. But I never asked that question. But I will say this. Actually, I did have did reply. I take that back. And I actually put an asterisk right here. Most women say that the kiss after the first date, it really depends on how much they like the guy. If they have chemistry, you know, if the first date is going well. And that's kind of how I feel. I don't have a rule about physicality when it comes to dating, period. It really just depends on the circumstances, who I'm dating, what the purpose of our dating is, where we want to go, what we want to do, if I have kids, you know, all of that. I do think it is in 2023, I don't really subscribe to rules in terms of how long you should wait for X, Y, and Z. It just depends on you and that person. You can meet a guy and y'all want to get going immediately. You can meet a guy and you be like, I don't know. It really just depends. So for right now, I'm going to be putting in 2 tablespoons of butter into our pot. Turning that on. I chopped up a few cloves of garlic. You don't have to mince it up. You can do like a rough chop. I'm going to show y'all how the chopped garlic looks. This is the chopped garlic. We'll just go ahead and empty that in here. We're going to also, I have some fresh ginger. We're going to slice that up. We're going to have a few slices of ginger. You don't have to chop it up. You're just going to slice it like so. So we're going to put that in there. Let the butter melt, and we're going to saute the garlic and the ginger together. Okay? In the meantime, we have 2 habaneros that we're going to be adding into this sauce. 2 whole habaneros. One will go in there closed. The other, we are going to take the seeds out and chop it up and just cut up a little bit, but we're just going to take the seeds out. Because I want the flavor, I want the heat, because all the heat is inside the habanero, in the membrane, as well as in the seeds. So, but we're going to take the seeds out because that's going to make sure that our sauce is not ridiculously hot, but it still has a little kick. If you want to keep some of the seeds, you can. That's really just depends on how spicy you want your wings. But I want mine spicy, but I also still want to be able to enjoy them. So this is how I've cut up my habanero. As you can see, I tried to get most of the seeds out. Just going to throw that in there. I turn this down because this is going. Got this really low. So just go ahead and saute this. You want to smell the flavors, right? You want to smell everything. What is Derek saying? I keep a record in my head of everything I do. I got sick of hearing, what have you done for me? All open doors and slamming on her. She can't, you know what? Derek on one. All right. So the last Poll question I asked the ladies was, if you've ever left a first date early before. Have y'all in the chat ever left a first date early? I honestly don't think I've ever left a first date early. Actually, I know I haven't left a first date early. Like an actual first date, no. I've been stood up before, but I've never left a first date early. I haven't had that many bad dating experiences, to be honest, in terms of like actual dates. Now, dudes I was dating or talking to or in relationships with, yes, I've had several, but just bad dates and like just those horrible first date stories, no. I've never had it. Never had it. I think so too. Like, I mean, what could possibly go so wrong on your first date that you have to get up and leave? I've actually remember seeing and hearing people talk about how they've been on first dates and they went to the bathroom and just never came back. I'm like, dang, y'all are ruthless. Oh! Miss Peach Love says, I have definitely left early. He was getting drunk and handsy. I didn't want to catch a case, so I left my damn food and all. Oh, if you left the food, then yeah, he was on one. Because we don't leave food. We don't know how to do that. That ain't something we do. So according to the poll results, 64% of the ladies actually said they have left a date early. I was actually mind blown that many people have left a first date early. So remember, I told y'all that a part of on Instagram, me asking about first dates, I asked people their stories. So the first story that we have, it actually relates to leaving dates early. Let's look at that, and then we're going to get into this sauce. So here's what she says. She says, she replied to the story and she was like, he misrepresented himself. And when I arrived, he was missing 4 teeth in the front. I said, oh, hell no, and walked away. So this was back when chat rooms were a thing. She's a little bit older, keep in mind. So she's not like 20 something. She's in her 40s. She was like, so this is back when chat rooms were a thing. So like early internet days, he didn't tell me he didn't have teeth. And when I talked to him on the phone, I couldn't tell. Clearly it was pre-FaceTime. He didn't tell me I didn't have teeth, and when I talked to him on the phone, I couldn't tell. But like, I didn't think to ask the question, do you have teeth? Like, you need to tell him you don't have teeth. It's a courtesy. Oh. Look at Derek. Look at Derek. He was a pookie. All right. So I am going to stop sharing the screen for a few minutes so that we can get back to our sauce. So we have our jalapeno, or I'm sorry, our habanero, our garlic and our ginger, all of that. Now we're going to add in the mango nectar. I have a can of mango nectar. It's 11 ounces. I'm going to put just about a little over half of the can. You know what? Let me go ahead and measure it out, y'all. I will measure a cup. Make it easy for y'all, because I know people be wanting real recipes. So, half a cup of mango nectar. I decided to use mango nectar as opposed to whole fresh mango and having to chop it up because it's just too much work. So get you some mango nectar. It's fine, girl. It is fine. We're going to turn the heat up a little bit to kind of bring this to a boil. While we're doing that, we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. So the next ingredient that we're going to be adding is ketchup. You can use no sugar added ketchup. I have regular sugar or regular ketchup, but typically I like to buy the no sugar added. So I'm going to add about 2.5 tablespoons of ketchup. This will kind of help give us that barbecue sauce base a little bit. We're going to also add in some honey while we're holding on to our, that is our wings. We're going to add all of this and then we'll flip our wings. So we're going to add in, how many tablespoons? I think I had about, let's see. We can do about 1.5 tablespoons. All right. This is going to be so good, y'all. I actually, like I said, I made these on Saturday, and my niece and my daughter, they like reviewed them for me. And they was like, you need to make some more of them wings. Them wings was good. My niece literally said like the flavor is different, but it's so good. Because she wasn't expecting it. It's not your regular mango habanero wings. And like I said, y'all, it's all in how you season the wings. That allspice takes the food up to another level. All right. So now we're going to add in several dashes of Worcestershire sauce. Okay. All right. So we're going to let this kind of do its thing. I'm going to let that boil a little bit. The longer you let it sit, make sure you add in your second habanero. The longer you let it sit, the longer the flavor is going to, you know, marry. You don't need it on a high aggressive boil, but you do want it to be on like a slow rolling boil so you can really kind of get everything going. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and flip our wings. Then, oh, y'all, these wings look good. Look at here. Look at the wings. They look amazing. My sister is in the chat getting on my nerves already. Okay, so we're going to flip the wings. And then I'm going to put them back into the air fryer for about 5 to 10 minutes. The wings are pretty much done, but I wanted that second side of the wings to have like more of a crust. This is what I like about the air fryer because it does get that crispiness that we like with wings. Okay. So I'm going to put it in here for 8 minutes. All right. Actually, there we go. Okay. All right. Let me pull up the next story while we're waiting on our sauce. All right. So we already went over this. Our next most memorable story. All right, let me read it for y'all because I'm sure y'all can't see. Okay, perfect date. My favorite is one that involved my friend. She went out with her friends to celebrate her birthday, but she was talking to someone online for a while, so she decided to invite him to meet her outside. It made sense because her friends would be there to keep her safe, etc. As she was talking to him, he blurts out, "I told you that you were beautiful and you don't need lashes." He proceeded to pull off the lash strip off her eye and popped it in his mouth and ate it. He said, "See, I love it. You didn't need that." Her jaw dropped as she stared at him with one remaining lash, gathered her friends, and left him where he had fucked up at. I still can't get over that. This black man eating her lash. She's white, not that it matters, besides him embarrassing the black race with his shenanigans. She allows me to share this one because it literally brings up every time we get together. So yes, y'all, dude pull off homegirl's lash and proceeded to tell her she didn't need it. Oh wait, he proceeded to eat it. I'm sorry. He ate the lash. When I read that, I was like, wait, what the fuck? What? You eating lashes? See, this is what I be saying, y'all. This is what I be saying about these dating situations. People do some weirdo stuff. All right, we have one ingredient we need to add to our wings. Let me wash my hands. Our wing sauce, rather. we do have to put in our brown sugar swerve. We're going to start with, the last time I made these wings, how much did I put on here? The last time I made these wings, I added in 2 tablespoons. The second, and then after we strain things, then I added in more. I'm going to wait to add in more. So I have our brown sugar swerve. I see Mr. Real Bravado Network is in the building. What he got to say? Okay, where's my half a tablespoon? He said he did not laugh in my ass off. He did what we all wanted to do. He snatched it off, but he ate it. That's not what you... Oh, okay. Yes. High value weirdo. Okay, so look, I understand that, you know, men may not like certain things that women do in terms of physicality. You know, women, we like to wear our makeup. Some of us, we like to wear eyelashes. I wear eyelashes. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that eyelash extensions are so expensive to keep up, I would still have them. If you go back in my old YouTube videos, you can see I have on lashes. I love my eyelash extensions. However, it is a difference between having eyelash extensions that are natural, that most people, they can just tell your eyes look brighter, as opposed to wearing feathers on your eye that's saying hello. Okay. So most of the guys, when they're talking about eyelashes, they don't like the overly dramatic eyelashes. All right, y'all. So what I went ahead and did, I put in 1.5 tablespoons of the brown sugar swerve into our sauce. I'm going to taste it in just a minute to see how it's tasting. See what the spice level is looking like. And then we're going to go to our next story. Okay, boo. Okay. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to just keep it like that. I'm going to let it do its thing. Miss Speechless says, what the F? In the silence of the lamb, this ninja, what exactly? What was that? He pulled off her eyelash and ate it. That's weird. Yeah, I don't like the mega volume eyelashes, but like the natural lashes, they cute. And I can't tell you how many men be looking like, oh, girl, she fine. I mean, I'm fine anyway. Hello. But I'm telling you, it just does something. It makes your face brighter, everything, y'all. So don't just say lashes. I hate lashes. I guarantee you a lot of the women that you think are, you know, naturally beautiful, naturally attractive, a lot of them really do wear natural eyelashes, natural length. It just makes your eyelashes look fuller. Men have way better eyelashes half the time than women do. I don't know what it is, but I swear men be having long, beautiful, full eyelashes. It looked like they got on mascara all the time, and it's not fair. That's the look we're trying to get. He probably does. All right, let's see. Next story. So she says, met a guy on a dating app, met in person at a restaurant. Date ended after he leaned over and sniffed me. You know what? Where y'all be meeting these men at? Where y'all be meeting these people? Oh, she said a dating app. I actually know of a few people that have met on dating apps that are actually doing really well. Oh my God. Let me pull up this Cash App, y'all. This is so funny. I just got a Cash App notification from a friend of the channel who we love and we support. Cash App for $25 from Real Bravado Network. He says, for cause you fine. Yes, laugh out loud. You right. Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate you. You know what? No, you do not. Lean over and sniff somebody. That is not how you see if they. You can tell. You should be able to tell. Well, not always. Not always. Although my grandma say, if you can smell yourself, other people can smell you. That's what my grandma used to say. And I will say this in terms of hygiene. So I watch Kendra G, the single show, all the time, y'all. It is hilarious. If y'all haven't checked out Kendra G, make sure y'all do. Because, baby girl, that show is hilarious. And unfortunately, Kendra asked a few different questions. She always asks, like, what you do for a living. She always asks how many kids you got, if you have any kids, if you ever been married. If you have kids, like how many people you got kids by, all that kind of stuff, right? And then she asked, like, what are you looking for in a guy or a girl? She also asked, what are your deal breakers? Y'all, I can't tell you how many times on Kendra is grown ass women, okay? Grown women, more grown than me. I am about to be 30 years old in a few weeks. But I'm talking about women in their late 40s and 50s even be saying this. They be saying bad hygiene. Where do y'all meet these men that got bad hygiene? Or even these women? Because apparently the guys even say it too sometimes on the show. They don't say it too much, but they do be saying it like, she got to keep herself together. Like her hygiene got to be on point. She can't be sloppy, all this kind of stuff. Why are you meeting people and you stink? That is wild to me. Derek, you've sniffed somebody? I hope you didn't like sniff it and being obvious. Like sniff it. That sounds really bad. I wasn't meaning it like that. But I hope you didn't just like lean over and like sniff very obviously. Like maybe if you bring someone in for like an embrace, like a hug. Every time I hug a man, I'm sniffing because I like a man that smell good. So if I'm willing to let you hug me, you better smell good. So that makes sense. But to lean over, nah, that's weird. That is weird. Let's see. Thank you so much, Real Bravado Network, again for the Cash App. We appreciate you so much over here. Let's see. All right. All righty, y'all. I got one more story. This one's good. It's interesting. I'm now that Real Bravado Network is in here, I am so interested to see what he got to say because he is very opinionated. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to read this and then we're going to get to our wings because the sauce is good, y'all. Ooh, look at this. So we're going to strain the sauce. After I read the first day story, we're going to strain the sauce. We're going to put it back in the pot. And then we're going to add some lime juice. And we'll also add a little bit more of brown sugar swerve if we have to. So, caveat, let me just say, the women's stories that I shared, the actual stories, the four ladies those four stories from those four ladies, these four ladies, I know them all in some capacity. Two of them are married, one is divorced, and one is single. Oh, wait, no. I actually have another story, too. I just thought about it. Is it here? Yes, it should be. Let me make sure. Okay. So I'm going to read this, and then we'll go. So this story says, so I met a guy outside of a club. He happened to be the cousin of another guy I knew pretty well. I happened to have on a leather jacket that was white and had a bunch of pink kisses on it. So he says, hey, pink kisses. Hey, pink kisses. She turns around. She's like, I gave him a look like, what the F? He walks up to me and says, what's wrong? You're the one with the shirt on. I look down and laugh. He says, I want to take you out on a date. Are you free tomorrow? He drove a really nice Mercedes. So I said, sure, laugh out loud. This is when she was in college. So she was like 20 something. Of course, she was impressed by Mercedes. Just like y'all be impressed by fat booties. So don't judge. So she says, so he calls me an hour before and asks for my address when we had planned to meet at a local place or a local really nice restaurant. I was like, oh, no, you don't need to come here. I'll meet you. He goes, nope, I'm picking you up. Once again, young and dumb, I said, sure. Well, he showed up. We get in the car. He says, you should change into something more casual because I had heels on. I was like, what? So I was like, how casual? And he said, like sneakers casual. So I went, changed, came back. He started driving and he hops on the highway. I started to panic. He starts to light a joint or a blunt and pulls over and says, I hope you're a good driver. You are about to drive. Now I'm scared, but I was like, at least I can drive myself home. I was like, where are you taking me? He goes to Cleveland. Keep in mind, this girl was in college at the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. So this is 2 hours. There's a 2-hour drive from Cleveland to Columbus. So she was like, what the F? Nope, I'm not driving 2 hours. He goes, I can drive faster than that. The game starts in 1 hour and 45 minutes. We have courtside tickets. I thought he was lying, so I drove us up there. We get to the queue. He has a VIP parking pass. We walk right into the queue. That's the arena. Walk onto the court. I was in pure shock. We spent the whole evening in Cleveland. He even had a hotel penthouse. I wonder what happened afterwards. And it was crazy to say the least, but it was fun. And he wasn't a drug dealer. This woman is actually married now. She is not married to this man, but she is actually married now. And when she told me this story, as you can see, this was my reaction, the little shocked face emoji, like, what in the world? So I thought that was a good first date. I mean, that's not your typical first date. That is for sure. I don't think any woman should be expecting that a dude about to take her to the Cleveland Cavaliers or a basketball game with courtside seats. All right. We are going to, I had another story. I'm going to have to see if this story is popping up, but let's go ahead and strain our sauce because our wings are done. So I'm straining the sauce. I'm going to show y'all all of the So this is all of the ingredients that we use. The garlic, the ginger, the habaneros. I'm going to put this back in the pot that we originally used. And then we are going to add our lime juice. And if we need to add more, we can add more brown sugar swerve. Yes, this is going to be so good. Y'all, I'm so excited about these wings. Yes. Okay. I might have to read the other story because for some reason I don't see it on my slideshow. Okay. Let's see. What y'all saying in the chat? Real Bravado Network says he comes over here for excitement. I appreciate it. And some good laughs. Terry, you be setting me up. I have to keep it PG. Please do. Please do. We are on the internet. I don't want my lives to get to not be able to be monetized. Okay. Thank you. Real Bravado Networks, a fat booty is a work of God. A Benz is a cheaply made car. You know what? It don't matter what it is. A flat. You know what? Y'all in here on something else. Don't talk about my city. It's a little risky to do that with a dude she don't know, but he did a whole flex on her. He did. I will say this. She knew his cousin. Not to say that means anything, but I can see how maybe at the time she felt a little bit more comfortable about it because she knew his cousin. And maybe because of that, it would have been easy for him to be identified if something happened to him. or if something happened to her. It was given the first 5 minutes of a Dateline episode. Glad it turned. Exactly. Because when of course I know her. And I know that she's alive. She's a child. She's married. All that kind of stuff, right? But at the same time, I'm thinking like, girl, what is wrong with you? I mean, that might have been able to go down because she's a little bit older than me. So I'm sure this was probably like anytime between 2000 and 2003 or 2004. Yeah, probably about between 2000 and 2005. So I'm sure, you know, things were a little bit different then, but still, you still was not just going anywhere with anybody. All right, so now we're going to add in some lime juice. And let me taste this sauce to see how spicy it is. If it's too spicy for your liking, you can always add in a little bit more. I'm going to keep it there. I'm not going to add in any more. Actually, maybe a drop of honey. Just a drop. Okay. But this is good. A few more dashes of lime juice. And then we're done with this sauce, y'all. We about to toss these wings up. Okay. Yes. Let's turn that off. Get some things. This is a good question. I'm gonna ask everybody in the chat. We'll see what y'all say. I have a question. How many times should a guy ask a woman out? Y'all ladies in the chat, y'all give Derek your answer, and then I will give my answer. We are going to get our wings together. I'm so excited about these wings. So if you joined late, we are making some tropical spiced boozy chicken wings. We have our spice. It is comprised of some mango nectar. We have some honey, a little bit of brown sugar swerve. You can use brown sugar instead of brown sugar swerve. We have garlic, ginger, lots of things. Make sure you rewind and add in. I got a weirdo on Facebook. Let's block this user. All right. So how many times should a guy ask a girl out or a woman out? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Your answer to Derek's question. Let's take this down. We're going to move some things around, and again, we are going to toss our wings, y'all. It's that time. To toss our wings, all we need is a bowl, a nice bowl to toss with. And of course, y'all know I'm going to be using one of these beautiful bowls we received from Derek. Let's get everything together. So we're going to use in our bowls that we got from Derek. I'm going to be adding in the sauce first. Then we're going to top it with fresh cilantro. It's going to be so good. Y'all, I'm so excited about these wings. In addition to the wings, we also have some avocado lime ranch dressing that we made on live. It is chilling in the fridge, so I'll get that out here shortly once we're getting ready to plate. All right. So we have our tongs. First, we need to add some sauce to the, let me pull this up. Sorry, y'all. Y'all still ain't answer Derek's question. I'm going to put some sauce at the bottom of our bowl here. You don't need a whole lot of sauce, but if you want it to be more saucy, you can always. Just going to put them in there like so. I'll bring over a little bit more sauce. All right. Now we're going to put a few handfuls of cilantro, and we'll just kind of toss them. Yes. Yes, these look so good. They smell good too, y'all. I'm going to put just a little bit more sauce on here. Make them a little bit more saucy. Of course, if you want more sauce, you can increase the measurements and things of that nature. The sauce is super, super easy to make. All right. Let's plate. Ooh. Yes. Y'all, I love wings. I love wings. Wings are always going to be a guilty pleasure of mine. So this is why I love the air fryer, because it makes it less guilty. I can get the crunch satisfaction of these wings without all the additional calories from the oil. Deep frying is really not that good for us. So it's okay to have deep fried stuff sometimes, but it should not be a part of your regular situation. Let's go ahead and wipe that up. Y'all know I like to plate as pretty as I can for you. I'm no food stylist, but I try. All right. So let's get our ranch dressing, and then we'll drizzle the remaining dressing that's in the remaining sauce that's in the bowl. So this is our avocado lime ranch dressing that we made on live. It has been chilling in the fridge. We use some mayo that has olive oil in it as opposed to regular mayo. So we did cut some fat, some of the calories. We used low-fat buttermilk. We got some avocado in here, lime juice, fresh cilantro, white pepper. I will go ahead and put the link to the original recipe in the description, because I did use this recipe from online, but I changed it up a little bit. Instead of milk, we use buttermilk, and instead of dried cilantro, as it says on the recipe, we use fresh. Brings out more sunshine and flavor from the wings. All right. From the sauce, rather. Last thing, we're going to drizzle this little bit over top. Ooh, y'all. Saucy, saucy, saucy. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready, ready, ready? Presenting our tropical spiced boozy wings. For the booze, we use tequila. Yes, those look amazing. Look at there. And then we have our avocado lime ranch dressing. All right. So before I taste, let's pull up what y'all saying about Derek's question. Real Bravado Network says, fellas, ask once. If you chase her, she will always expect you to chase her. Chase her. Remember, no means no. Okay. Derek says, with the extra boozy sauce. Let's see. No means try again tomorrow. Okay. What does Derek have to say? I'm facing this. I'm always available for her, but I don't get the same energy. I feel like I'm simping. Arbian, she really says, she never says no. She got all this to do. She's saying no. She don't want to say no because you're a nice guy. And to be perfectly honest, She probably is not going to say no because this may not be true, but this can be true. This is coming from a woman, okay? It could be that she's talking to somebody. She don't know if this particular person is going to go right or left. So instead of being mean to you, she's just going to kind of string it along. Possibly. Doesn't mean this is true, but she could be kind of stringing it along because what if the things don't work out with homeboy, then you still there. So you're not going to be mean to somebody that you might need in the future. And this is something that people do. It is. All right. But in terms of how many times, your actual question, I would say no more than like 2 or 3 times. Like if you ask someone out, because at first, like sometimes if you are asking someone out, they may not be taking you seriously, especially based on the nature of your relationship. Let's say y'all have been like friends or work partners, or y'all work together, or y'all in the same social group. And because that dynamic has not always been there, it's always been presented as a platonic dynamic, the way that y'all met. Maybe she might not be taking you seriously the first time. So she'll be like, stop playing. You don't want to go out. And then just kind of like leave it at that. Then the second time, maybe you can be like, okay, look, like I actually like you. I want to go out with you. If she say no, the first, second, no matter how many times, if she say no once, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I'm going to be honest. I'm not in the business of thinking that a man should just constantly chase a woman. I really don't. I think that a man should express interest, but I also think that women should express interest. At the end of the day, men and women, we all are human beings. We all have feelings. No matter what preconceived notions you have as a woman regarding men and what they should be doing and all this other kind of stuff, you can't determine what Derek or Craig or TJ is going to do because you are not them. And a lot of times when it comes to women, we have expectations based on our perspective as women. We assume that men are going to do certain things that we would do as women. And I'm here to let you know, men are not women. Even the best men in the world ain't what you actually expect. Okay. So again, I'm not in the business of people chasing after folks. You should let someone know you're interested. You should express your interest. Let them know. Maybe depending on the dynamic of your relationship, you know, some people are uncomfortable with people they're dating, people they work with or whatever. So that's understandable. But like, and so maybe you do have to try a little bit harder. Maybe y'all are in a similar friends group. And so y'all don't want to make things awkward. So she might be, you know, trying to kind of not go that way. That's understandable. But if you express like genuine interest in a woman and you let her know, I want to take you out on a date. Like this is a romantic date. This is not just friends. It's like, I really want to get to know you and see if we can go somewhere with this. And she say no, leave that hoe alone. And I'm saying it just like that. All right. We're going to take a picture. We're going to take a picture of our food. Ooh, baby. Look at these wings. Come on. Let's fix this light. Get some more light. Yes. This is beautiful. And then we're going to taste. Celeste says that's exhausting. It is. You know, don't get me wrong. I have had my share of like raggedy men. But at the same time, I ain't going to lie. If I was a man, I would just be a hoe. Because I wouldn't be dealing with some of the stuff that even my friends expect and want and act like. Okay. So I can only imagine what it's like as a man. Okay. All right. I'm taking a video of these wings with our avocado lime ranch dressing. Y'all, these wings look so good. And they're going to taste good. Okay. We got our video. Let's see. He feels me. You know what, Craig? What is he? Yes, not a. I would be a whole playboy if I was a man. I'm not even gonna lie. Unless I found a woman like me. No, I'm playing. Actually, I'm not playing. Now, if I had me, Terry, if I'm a dude, if I'm dude Terry and I find female Terry, oh, then yeah. But if I'm just dude Terry and got to deal with these, what Crimson be calling the ladies? The women, hyenas? Hell no, I ain't doing that. All right, y'all. Let me taste the wings for y'all so I can let y'all go. They're still warm. Let me show y'all our wings. And I'm going to dip in our avocado lime ranch dressing, homemade. Yo. Ooh! I taste the heat. I taste the sweet. Ooh, that kick. Right at the end. The avocado lime. Okay, so when I first made these wings, I didn't have the avocado lime dressing. Me and my niece actually determined that that's the type of dressing I should have with this. And so I was like, okay, I'm either going to buy some avocado lime ranch or I'm going to make it. And literally in the parking lot at the grocery store, I was looking up recipes. I found this one and I tweaked it as soon as I saw it. Boom, we got it. It's good. This combination is amazing. Maybe not on the first date, but after 3 or 4 dates, after y'all decide that y'all doing whatever it is that y'all doing, maybe y'all have like a night like they had after the Q at the game at the Q, and they went to the penthouse, and we already know what probably happened at the end of that date. If you're doing something like that, make these wings. I'm trying to tell you. Flavor explosion. Absolutely. Flavor explosion. All right, y'all. I'm not going to eat any more wings on live because I'm about to tear these wings up. I'm hungry. Okay, y'all. Every time you make a food video, why do I hear Luther singing? Don't you remember you told me? Don't you remember you told I can sing a little bit, but not really. All right, y'all. So that's it. We've discussed. Oh, wait. One last thing. I did have another date story, and for some reason it didn't come up. So I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna read it to y'all. So she says, I went on a date with this guy where we went to lunch. We went out for lunch and walked around the park next door afterwards. When we sat on the park bench, he asked me if he could hold my hand. He took off one of my rings and then got down on one knee and proposed and said he already knew he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. It sounds romantic, like love at first sight, but to make a long story short, I fit his image and looked good on paper. So it wasn't like he liked me for me. He had political aspirations, and he kept saying how the public would love me like they love Michelle Obama because of my accolades. So that is our last first date story. I thought that story was funny a little bit because what? All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. We had fun talking about our little first date stories. If you are, on the market and you're dating, you're trying to find that right one, hopefully you take heed to some of the tips that we have learned here today. The main one that I would just like to say is have fun, y'all. Have fun. Don't have too much great expectations. You never know. You can meet someone casually, maybe even on a dating app. Y'all just thinking maybe this is just going to be a little fun little situation. And then next thing you know, y'all two can be in love. You never know. Anything can happen. Great expectations can lead to great disappointments. So have fun, be yourself, and don't put too much pressure on the other person. Thanks again for joining. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Make sure you like my Facebook page. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. I'm My Sexy is Strong across all social media platforms. You can find me on my website, www.mysexyisstrong.com, where you can find out more about what I do on the personal training side. And again, Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all try this recipe out. If you do, let me know. All right, Celeste says, thank you again, Terry, for showing us that healthy foods does not have to be bland. Thank you, thank you. Of course, you're welcome. Derek Gaines says, great live, Terry. Thank you so much, y'all. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate y'all coming and clowning with me 3 days a week. I will be back on Sunday, I believe. I will be back here on Sunday for brunch. If you have any ideas on what you would like to see me cook, or if you have any ideas on what you would like to have me discuss, send me an email, terry@mysexyandstrong.com, okay? I'm trying to make sure I'm going to be here on Sunday, y'all. I think I'm going to be here on Sunday. Yes, I will be here on Sunday. All right, y'all. That's all I got. I ain't got no more.